Welcome back, everybody, to the Predator EPBF European Pool Championships. This is the last 32 in the 8-ball division. And what a matchup we have here between a very seasoned José Alberto Delgado from Spain and a young upcoming star from Germany who has already won a couple titles and a couple really big results from Germany, Felix Vogel. In the booth, Erik Gorlufsen and Tim de Ruyter. Welcome, Erik. Well, I'm not too sure if there might be some connection issues, so let's just continue with the match. Oh, look at that cue ball. Stopped it in the center of the table, but don't think anything is dropped. Nope. Felix at the table. Bad start for the Spaniard. Really not a bad break, just the side pocket balls really not wanting to go. I believe they came up too high. So let's see what we have here. I think the layout is quite okay. If the 15 goes to the bottom left, then you could even choose between the solids or the stripes. Okay, so guessing, well, the 15 did go, but chose to go solids. Can go off the 1 to the 2 or the 4. If he shoots the 2, the 4 does go to the right center. So after that, I mean, to get from the 4 to the 6, small stun over near the 11 on the 3, and the 7 will set them up nicely to get on the 8. And I do believe I hear some sound, so is that Erik Gorlufsen there?
I'm here. Couldn't hear me the first time. Apologize, guys. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, should be all good.
Good. Yeah, looking forward to a good match here. Felix, definitely one of the most up-and-coming juniors in Europe, and if not the world. Delgado kind of on the uprise, on the upswing, in the middle part of his career. Gonna be a good one. So he just has enough of the 7 here if he wants to take the 7, but he's going to stay down towards the problem balls, the 6-3. I like how Vogel plays him whenever I've seen him play. Kind of style reminiscent of the Filipino a little bit.
Well, certainly at his age, he's very stable. Plays kind of like an adult, even though still a junior. As you can see, nicely on the 7, the 8 near, so would start off with a clearance on that dry break from Alberto.
Eight ball is typically a game that you need more experience at, kind of variety of patterns, and you kind of generally would favor the player with more experience overall, but just depends how much eight ball Jose has played over the course of his career too. Spain, kind of a country known where they do play a lot of eight ball. Always have representation at the national championships in Vegas. Even one of the only European countries that kind of plays on the small tables a little bit, I think. See how he's able to do on the break here. Looking for the 9 and the 12 straight back in the side. Going from the side rail, Tim. This is unorthodox.
Yeah, actually quite surprised he's breaking from the side rail. Thought I seen him break pretty well from the center earlier, but I mean, might have had bad experiences the last couple matches and just trying to stick with second ball. I love the second ball break.
Yeah, see if we can get the 10 down here. That'd be the most likely ball in the second ball break. Just missed it a little high. Nothing down.
Now there is a big difference within the second ball breaks, as you can break that second ball really thick, as thick as you can, or actually really thin and let the cue ball go low under the stack. So there's different ways to strike him. Wouldn't say he hit him the best, but also, as you see, a couple balls were close, so tough to judge.
Yeah, the main thing that you're looking for if you're hitting second ball there is you're looking for one of the corner balls in the rack to go directly in one of the corners. Particularly, say he was breaking from the left side of the table, would be the 10 on the right side corner of the rack. There's a certain contact point between of thinness on the second ball that'll tend to push that ball directly in the pocket, particularly with templates or tapped racks. Delgado's pretty open here. He's going to have to run into the 3 off the 6 if he chooses to shoot the 6 now. He's going to stay away from that and stay on the 4. 7, 4, 3, 6, 2. A little too much angle here on the 7. Can still avoid the 9 and come back 2 rails. Just looking at his possible angles on the 2, the 3 and the 6 can also play decently into the 8. He'll still be favoring shooting the 5 last. Seeing if he does come up short. He's just going to slow roll it. Less risk with the cue ball this way.
Yeah, I think still needs to settle down a bit, Alberto. Looks to be struggling with the cue ball in this rack so far.
Yeah, it's the thing when you recognize these. Go ahead, Tim.
Well, I was going to say, I have to say that he has been playing a lot of hay ball events, so definitely not a stranger to 8 ball, and his technique has been quite solid, as in he's not too shy to swing at some balls anymore. That's why he took that longer 2 ball.
Yeah, that was a confident decision there. I mean, could have chose to get better on the 6 of the 3 or even a little closer to 2, but recognized that His pocketing percentage was still high enough on the 2, just had to be steady about it. But yeah, if he's playing some hay ball, he'll have some serious 8-ball experience, because your patterns have to be right at the top to play well in that game. I've noticed that he's been winning some rounds here and there too. I have, now that you mention it, I have seen his name over there. Seems like he's competitive.
So pulls one back. Jose Alberto Delgado now opening his account. So both players definitely settle down, calming the nerves. Just 2 dry breaks, sharing the racks.
Going from the middle here, more traditional break, playing 9-foot 8-ball. For the 1 and the 14 to come back towards the side pockets. Perfect hit, and there goes the 1. Couldn't have placed the cue ball in the middle of the table any better, Tim. Right directly in the middle.
Yeah, just basically the same break as he did last break. Just last break the balls, yeah, didn't really threaten the side. Now he's made that. And just wondering, I think I kind of do like the stripes more, because the 3 is all alone at the bottom. But I feel if you stop on the 4, play the 6, bump the 7 open, you're guaranteed to be on the 2. But like I said,
the shot of the rack.
Oh,
the shot
I
of the
like
rack's
what
gonna
he's
be getting
playing
on
here.
the 3. I do too. Take care of that big problem down by the racking end.
Yeah, because he must like the rest of the solids. It's just a 3 ball, so 1 tougher combo. And the 8 now also does go to the bottom left corner, as you can see. So stop on the 4. The only thing though is he's leaving that 7-14 quite late, so could be tricky to get from the 2 ball eventually to that 7.
Yeah, those balls have to separate properly. Smallest risk of maybe catching the 2 on the way over to the 7, but he should be okay there to come through to the short rail. Just open up the pocket. It's even on the 2. It's close. Yeah, like you were saying, Tim, when you leave the breakouts till the end like this, it can go wrong, and there's no way to really recover. There's no balls left. Don't necessarily fault him in this pattern. I mean, it was a tough out. He had 2 problem areas on the table. There could have been something about taking stripes just because there was more of them on the table. There was only 5 solids, 7 stripes. No matter how you look at it, it was a tough out, and he's stuck here now. Jumping at the 2, position on the 7, very tough.
Jump cue. Oh, that was close.
Good try. Got the draw on the cue ball too. Look how he's left him though, Tim. Not much at all.
really is not the worst result for Alberto, like you said. Like, Felix is too short to be able to reach that, like a real first on the 14, I believe.
Yeah, he's hoping he can play the cue ball thinly enough off the 13 and down behind the 12-11, and that's where he's kind of bringing his body positioning now. If anything, I think it'll be too thick going towards that angle, but looks like it is there.
I'm not too sure what he's looking for. Is he trying to bank the 15 and then leave the 13 in between? I'm not a fan with being so glued to the 13. It's not nice cueing.
Yeah, it seems like the 15's even playing towards the 7 a little. Well, that'll work. A little unorthodox there.
Are you sure that will work? He might have a really small masse into the 2 ball and make it.
Yeah.
He's got shape on the 7.
Yeah, not even elevating yet. Kind of cueing, just small elevation.
Oh. Well, I did understand why he played it that soft, but I think he played it very careful. Like, in this case, I would have went kind of aggressive at it. Like, yeah, a little bit more authority.
Or elevate a little more. Tough
yeah.
shot.
So,
Looks.
not the best shot from Felix, but kind of gets away with it, in my opinion.
Yeah, must have not been able to go off the 13 thinly enough. Otherwise, that was a pretty obvious shot there. Gonna clear out the 3 at this end of the table and come back. Probably starting with the 9. Nine, 11, 12, 10, like that.
I do like to get the 10 out in some kind of way. So maybe go forward and play the 10, 12, 11, 8.
Good call. I wasn't thinking that it passed in the bottom left, but definitely 10 was more covered than the other 2 balls.
Well, now he's dropped a little bit lower, so possibly 10, 11, 12. But I mean, that's the thing. When I miss like my ball before the 8 or maybe 2 balls before the 8, I kind of do not even expect to get back to the table because your opponent has so many options to clear the rack. I'm surprised he didn't go forward. He's left himself more angle on the 12 than I find comfortable.
Yeah, gonna have to slow roll this a little bit. Too much angle to play a bunch of right spins, so just lagging it in one rail here. Long reach for Felix here. Gonna go for his extension. Still be on a real long reach even with that. Nicely played. Takes a 2-1 lead in the overall match. He'll be breaking in rack number 4. But with the second ball break on his first attempt. See if he stays over on the side rail for this one. Dennis Grabe and Mario He, Battle of Superstars over on table 1.
Yeah, we'll try to keep everybody updated on the other scores. Actually interesting. I know Mark Maggi plays fast, but we have been in for 21 minutes and he's up 7-2 against Conrad Justician.
Wow.
That is insane.
In the 8-ball division. In the 8-ball
In the
division?
8-ball division.
Oh, that's hard to believe. Wow.
Yeah, one Dutchman still in. Evil Arts currently up against Kasper Matikainen. Matikainen, who beat... was it again? Was a big defeat. He just won 8-6.
I saw him playing the team event. I didn't see his singles results. Yeah.
That was a really good match, actually. Oh, he just beat Max Lechner. So,
Good
tough
win.
match for the Dutchman. Let's go back here. Let's see. From the center, 14 goes in. Look at the cue ball.
Kicked in. That wasn't directly in the pocket. He wasn't even really even near the pocket. Just bad timing on a ball coming across. 7-9 is going to be the biggest problem for Jose. Don't believe the 9 passes the 10. He's going to look to get down to the short side of the 10 here. Open up the pocket for the 9. Nothing really over. Yes. Nothing really over on the right side of the table, even if you were to remove the 10 quickly to kind of play confident position on the 9. So he's considering solids here. Possibly trying to get on the 3 seconds so he can open up the 7. Kind of a straight pool type breakout here.
Well, still will be interesting to see what he is planning to have after. Like, we'll have to run really soft in it and then get from the 2 ball still on the 7. But
yeah, it's easy to get stuck on the 7 here.
He's doing it early, so that's the good news.
Shot, opened up the 7, not the most obvious pocket, but he will have 4 balls left to maneuver back over to the left side of the table for the 7.
Well, let's see. Probably could play to the 4 right now and then follow for the 7. Would like to pick out the 7 as soon as possible.
Yeah, he's straight enough to draw around the 13 here. Just gonna hope the following angle is falling between the 7-10 here. I think it is. Can't slow this down one with no rails. It's okay to slow it down, no rails. Just barely. Good shot. Took good touch there. Slowest speed the shot could possibly be hit at.
Well, at the other table, like you just mentioned, Dennis Grabe and Mario Hay. Dennis also took like a 5-1 lead at this point, so a couple big leads. Slightly short on the 8, but should be fine. To level the score 2 each. Delgado.
It's always the one thing you can't guard against in any pool game, getting kicked in a pocket. I mean, there's times when the cue ball kind of plays closer to the pocket, but whenever you're hit a good break, you hit it square, and you just get kicked in. It's a really tough roll. Seems to happen more in 8-ball because there's more balls on the table than there is in 9-ball and 10-ball.
Well, I'm not too sure how this has happened, but Mark Maggi, first player through to the last 16 in 26 minutes, beat Conrad Decision 8-4.
Unheard of. I mean, you would think they were playing rotation or something. There was a bunch of early combos or early 9s. But playing 8-ball, that's extremely quick.
Or win or break. I mean, like if you
Yeah.
put it back, I can maybe understand, but it's alternate break. I think it's just one of the most insane things we've seen this week. Well, let's go back to this match. I will follow up with more results later on. Oh, not as much of a backswing. Yeah, pretty short swing on that. Didn't all the way go back to his bridge hand. I think that's to where there was quite some spin on the cue ball. Almost scratched. Kind of fortunate to make a ball in the top right corner. And yeah, basically it's either take the solids and have the 5-3 as a problem, or take the stripes and have the 9-ball as a problem. Don't think the 9 does go to the top left.
Yeah, just wondering if he can actually pocket the 3 here. He hasn't really gone down that pocketing line, so might be a little more blocked by the 5 than it appears. Going to start with stripes. As you said, 9-ball is the toughest stripe on the table. Do you believe it passes the 1 now, Tim? I think it can.
Well, we are going to find out very soon. I mean, besides that, the 8 is laying tough too. I didn't see that yet. I don't think the 8 goes to either corner pocket. So might have to play for end, stop shot on the 11, and then play the 14 and get shape on the 8 to a center. Oh, he's hit the 3 or the 5.
Yeah. Kind of pointed at the cue ball right away.
The worst thing that has happened is he hit the 3 and the 5 with his cue or with his fingers to where he has opened it up. I think the 3 ball does go now. Looks more available.
Yeah. Yeah, it was the 5 that he was cueing over that he nicked a little bit. Felix is going to start with the problem area here. Again, 8-ball being one of the games where all-ball fouls can come up a little more because there's so many balls on the table. You're more typically bridging over balls or around balls, more in 8-ball. Nonetheless, a bit of an error there from Delgado. Mind stopping for the 2 and then ideally having an angle where you can draw back into the 8 for the 7. Not an easy run out here. 1's kind of up at the opposite end of the table by itself. Yeah, I think drawing into the 8 here is a good play.
Yeah, I do like that. Well, Now he's looking to go to the 1. Doesn't want to hit.
I'm surprised there.
I know he's a good shot maker, but I don't think this was needed.
Yeah, I mean, one of the general rules of 8-ball and straight pool, like don't give yourself a chance to miss. I mean, Delgado played something similar in the first rack. It was kind of understandable because the cue ball control would have been a little complicated to get better on the ball. But here, you know, typically want to favor just shorter pocketing in 8-ball when you have the choice of how to run the balls. Nice shot.
Well, guessing he's going to stun over for the 8 in the right center. I mean, that's what I... Or is he... No, I don't think he's straight enough to hold for the left center, right?
Yeah, I think he'll move over to the left a little. Option to follow, too. Maybe a little less speed. Good shot. You know, the other factor, too, is that these players have been playing a lot of matches, even at this point throughout the course of the week. So shooting kind of a mid-range 1 like that is not necessarily the same as if you're playing your opening round and this is the first turn of the event. We go with the break in rack number 5. Competitive match so far. Both players coming with a lot of runouts. Delgado got stuck at the end of his second runout and foul on the 5 now.
Well, a lot of other tight matches. Alexa Pechelia is trailing 3-4 against Wojciech Chevchik. Tight match. Young Max Benko is level with Michel Bartol, 3 each. Runner-up in the 10-ball division, Stefan Kasper from Germany, trailing 3-4 against David Zalman. And Petri Makkonen 7-1 up against Lithuania's Kęstutis Zadaikis. More results in the next rack, I guess.
We'll go back over to the side rail here. Second ball again.
Eric, I don't understand why he went back to the side rail. He just broke him from the center and made that ball in the side. The only thing is that he scratched, but that was kind of out of his range. Like, that was not his mistake, the fact that he scratched.
Yeah, 2 racks in a row. But basically both breaks that he did try from the center, he was making wired balls. Spread on the rack was looking good, so I'm surprised as well.
I mean, if I find a way to where the balls are going, I'm never changing. Like, just, I don't do it.
I agree. Must have just got spooked a little bit by the cue ball playing in.
Oh no.
This from Delgado. Yeah.
I mean, shooting that kind of shot to the side is always tricky, but he is really giving Felix the opportunities to hit a gear, you know, to finally start breaking the balls well and get nice layouts and start to hit some breaker runs. You don't want to you don't want to play your opponent into that punch.
Shot from Felix, and yeah, as you were saying, kind of third mistake of the match now from from Delgado. 5 games in only. $13 does play in the top left if he wants. Still a little bit congested with the 7, 12, 11. So could be going at the 12 here. It's a decent shot. I think ideally would have wanted to be straight, where he could possibly get at the 13 next. 13 does play in the side. I think ideally I'd be looking at going through the 7-11 here. Could be okay running into it. Didn't want to push it that way. He's in a small bit of trouble now. He's still on the 9. Can play one rail across to the 13. Maybe ideally trying to get straight on the 13 and just fall through to this short side of the 15. I think it's tough to hold the cue ball around the 11, Tim. Maybe you can, maybe just thick enough. It's looking at a lot of different patterns here.
I mean, I probably would just cross over from 9 to 13 in between the 5 and the 7. Try to land straight. If I land straight, I can go forward. 15 in the center. 11 and then the 8. Even if you land with some angle on the 13 towards the 4, you could bump the 4 and open up the center for the 15.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, but I guess he was just a little thicker on the 9, and this is not a... There's nothing wrong with this play. Got slightly too much angle to hold for the short side of the 15 here.
Oh, he's trying to put himself there right now. Waiting all the way to the end to do something with the 15. Needs the perfect shape. Uh-oh. I don't think that's good. I don't think he's got it. 15 might still go in the bottom left, but... Ugh.
That's what he's looking at. Too much angle to hold for the side. If he absolutely has to, he might try it, but I think he's happy with the 15 passing the 5. He could hold it. No, too thick. I mean, the reason he's missing that ball is because he's trying to hold the cue ball, but just couldn't get perfect enough on that ball on the side near the end of the rack. Open table now for Delgado. Five ball's going to be one of the toughest solids on the table. I'm going to have to get over to the right side of the table for this 3 or the 6. Doesn't really have the angle to draw straight back for the 5 here. Can draw straight enough, but not into a real comfortable position on the 5.
Well, I was going to say, 2, make sure you have a nice angle going up table for 3-6. And then drop down for the 5 in the bottom left to get to the 8.
Yeah, 2-1. 2-1 over to that area.
Well, definitely the high side of the 1. That's what I would be going for and go straight over. He's staying on the low side. Well, he must be going to the 5 ball right away.
Yeah, the falling angle is playing too wide here. Could this is going there. Could actually track it between the 5-15 maybe. And involving a lot of balls towards the position line. Light on the speed. You can still power up on the 5 and try to get back over into a more comfortable position on the 3 or the 6. You kind of have to, Tim. You'll never hold for the 6 here. Could run into it, but unpredictable where the 6 is going to end up.
I'm not sure if I would want to shoot the 5, yeah.
It's tough to
He's
get
got
enough
too much angle on
up table.
Too much angle on the 3, but well, I'm not sure actually. Maybe he can kill still. Really soft draw stroke. Or is he cutting the 3 to go to the 5 to go to the 6?
This was kind of weird to me. I mean, I get it. If you shot the 5 first, it was tough to develop enough angle back towards the 3, but I just didn't like it and what was really happening off the 3 there. Could try to pocket the 13. Go ahead.
Well, any future on the 5 if he cuts it in the corner is not there, but I like to bank the 5 actually in the side and bring the cue ball up table 2 rails low left.
I don't mind it. Tough to combo the 13 in. Oh, he's going to try to. It's a good shot.
Yeah, I like this too. If the 15 doesn't go, it's probably a better option than the aggressive one I said.
Kind of odd how he was looking over on the right side of the table, almost like he was trying to feel how the cue ball was coming off the 15 or something. Got it. What a shot. Well, that's the shot of the match so far, Tim, and Vogel looking to take a 2-rack lead, halfway to his total. There it is. Can't blame Delgado there. Left him in a real tough spot. Came up with a nice long pot under pressure at a big angle. Very tough. Showing his class.
Yeah, and as you can see, table 1 is already done. Actually, Dennis Grabe beat Mario Hay 8-2. That was a quick match as well. Daniel Maciol also 8-2 against Ante Sola. Currently Kasper Matikainen leading 7-4 over Evil Arts. All the other matches kinda close still, so no big results on there.
Vogel's coming off a quarterfinal finish at the last Euro Tour event, the Longoni Italian Open. He's been runner-up in a Europeans men's event. He's won the junior divisions at junior matchroom tournaments.
Yeah, I do remember, I believe, here in Estonia, Felix Vogel did get to a Euro Tour final. I think he lost to Daniel Maciol in the final. But still, at his age, to get to a final of one of the Euro Tours, that's already... If he would quit his career right here, people would have said, whoa, he's had such a great career.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real uncharted territories for a player of his age. Decent table here for Delgado. Biggest question is if the 7 passes the 9. If it does, it'll make the run a lot easier because that 7 will play into the 6. Second angle here. I think he has pretty good part of the pocket. He'll have to take it. Never comfortable. Go ahead.
If it doesn't go, he could stun off the 2 in between the 6-7. So either you have the 6 in the corner or the 7 in the right center or the 7 in the top right. That's in case the 7 doesn't go in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, that's something that's afforded in an 8-ball, kind of playing area position where he can shoot more than one ball. It's like he is okay to come over and You're right, Tim. Similar to what you were saying, just didn't get quite in the middle of them, purposely played on top of them. You can see now that he's trying to play the angle where the cue ball runs into the 11 and just stops for the 7. One last long shot here, fairly straight. Cue ball might be playing just a bit to the right.
Yeah, tricky shot. He's already missed a couple tricky ones. I feel if he follows the cue ball, could be getting near the scratch in the side. Does the 8 go in the top left? Because if so, I would just stay high and take a longer 8. He's playing this in the center to move over for the 8 in the same center. Played it well.
Good shot.
Could be on top of the 15, but nice bump. And needs this to close the gap and have a chance to tie the score at 4.
Missed the ball on the side earlier, so erasing that from his memory. Good out from Delgado.
I mean, I said to have a chance to level the score, but I believe it's Felix's break now. So still has... Well, needs a little luck if the Spaniard wants to get to 4 each. Currently, we don't see anybody wrecking because I believe Felix went to get some more water, which there's a water tank over there, so it doesn't really... It's not really a timeout. Unless they have both really just left for a timeout, but I wouldn't think so. As you see on the third table in the back, Wojciech Chevchik in the chair against Alexa Pechelia. And behind that I think is Pia Filler and Tina Vogelman. Two Germans meeting each other, and the single elimination is tough too.
Have you played in this venue, Tim?
I have not played in this venue. I have not been to Estonia yet. I was planning to play the Euro Tour, but then when I seen the flights I said, okay, it makes no sense to play the Euro Tour. They were so expensive, I said, makes no sense. So hopefully next time. Actually quite curious to see what Estonia is like.
Yeah, it seems like they have a strong federation there, a federation that's behind having a Euro Tour every year. They have the European Championships now.
Well, I might be wrong, but as you can see, Tallinn, European Capital of Sport, I do feel like the actually government is now starting to support pool a little bit there. Because I've seen some logos on Dennis's shirt and some things passing by. I felt like there was more support. So obviously when Dennis finished 3rd in the World 10 Ball Championship last year, that probably gave it a big boost.
Felix going open bridge now. Hitting the balls considerably lighter. Successful. Didn't make one of the wired balls, but good spread. Not afraid to change the break up. As you mentioned, he did have 2 successful ones and just went on to another one.
Yeah, the only thing that would frustrate me at one point is, well, you're trying to find the winning one at some point. You don't want to keep guessing over and over.
Sure. Stripes.
Maybe not the way to win
easier.
the tournament, but...
Yeah, he's going to take the 13 down here because he's worried about where the 1 is. Vogel going to be on stripes for this rack. He's on the 9 now. And stop the cue ball for the 14. 11 needs to be developed a bit. Was he looking to see if the 12 passed the 3 there? I think he was. Because ideally, if you got straight on the 12, you'd be able to play the 11 over in the left middle.
I don't know what he was trying to play there. The only thing I know is he has the 14 to the bottom right. One good shot here could land right in between the 11, 12, 15.
Yeah, even kind of favoring getting on the 11. If you don't, you can still be on the 12. Taking his time here. It's definitely the key shot in the rack. Position's pretty playable. It's more just about focusing on the pocketing. Just soft draw over to the left. Not there. As the cue ball ended up here, Tim, I think he might have left the 7. He did. So opening chance for Delgado here.
Well, he's got the 6 ball, and if the 6 ball goes, I would love to take it out, unless you feel the pressure of getting back to the table important moments, then just make the 7 and wait. But you could get awkward on the 6 to where you have to run into the 15, so from this angle I don't mind it too much, but he wants to make sure he gets a couple balls in first before he gets there. Definitely has to go there now from the 4.
Yeah, maybe getting an angle where you can draw into the 15 and kind of continue drawing over to the right side of the table.
Would you consider shooting the 3 behind the 14?
Talking like same pocket?
Yeah.
Like following it in?
Yeah.
You know, I prefer that when the ball's kind of more out in the middle of the table. Like, say the ball was where the 12 is, more in the 3. It kind of makes... Yeah, nice shot there by Delgado. I kind of feel like when you're attacking it kind of more directly instead of diagonally, it's an easier shot, and I feel like can be a little easier if the ball's a little more to one side of the pocket than the other, and it's kind of in the middle. But again, it depends where you're shooting the ball from. He's taking care of this problem nicely.
Yeah, perfect on the 6. Probably possible 3-rail shape to the 5. Just go follow. Get straight on the 5 and be right in the mix.
Yeah, that's the key.
Anything actually he chooses.
Yeah, two stop shots. You go 5 first. Well, this is in the middle of nowhere. It's okay. He's just going to have to move the cue ball more than he would have if he would have got straight. Long reach here for Delgado. Pretty easy on the pocketing. Come around 2 rails for the 4 on the side. That one will score up at 4 now. We'll have the tough Back cut on the 14, just slightly overcut it.
Well, I think it was more a positional mistake than... Well, obviously he did miss the 14 as in shooting wise, but it was a difficult shot where he had to hold the cue ball and cut it. So spin on the ball and soft and cut it. But yeah, the shot right before that, I still don't exactly know what he was trying to do. So it looks like Delgado went for a little break. This gives us a great moment to look at the results of the other matches in the last 32. So let's see. Kasper Matikainen through with a convincing win over Ivo Aerts, 8-4. Young Max Benko, 5 each against Michel Bartel. Tobias Bongers, current European champion straight pool, 4-2 up against Edin Redzic. Ivan Rudenko from Ukraine, up 6-4 against Jere Virtaranta from Finland. Petri Makonis through with a very convincing win, 8-2 against Kęstutis Zadaikis from Lithuania. Juan Carlos Exposito from Spain, 6-4 up against Ralf Pfeiffer, who beat Mieszko Fortunski in the last 64, so that's a big win too for the German. Stefan Kasper, talking about Germans, Stefan Kasper, 5 each with David Zalman from Czech Republic. Mark Maggi, well, we said 8-4 in 26 minutes against Konrad Justishin. Sanjin Pehlivanovic also through to the last 16, beating Petros Luka from Cyprus, 8-2. Wojciech Chevchik and Alexa Pechelje, 5 each. Albin Ushan, the Austrian, is leading 6-4 over Serbia's Andrea Klazovic. Another grind actually here is Peter Urban, and Marco Palmieri from Italy is now 4-3 for the Czech. Bulgaria's Dilian Tiklev trailing 3-4 against Paul Vilches Pardo, the Frenchman, looking to make a deep run in this year's 8-ball division. So still plenty of matches going on at this point, but slowly the last 16 will be shaping, and that's where the big names usually show up. So currently waiting for Delgado to come back for his break. I'm going to nip out also just real short, and I'll be right back with the second half of this last 32 match.
Delgado back up to break in rack number 9. He's had a couple successful ones. As Tim was saying earlier, maybe getting a little short on his stroke length on the break here. See if he lengthens out. A little more purity to the rack. Yeah, medium length backstroke. Off square to the right again, which he was off square on his last break. To the right as well. As he hit the right side of the rack. Fair bit of congestion down by the racking end. On the break
Yeah,
for Delgado here, Tim.
Do you favor the stripes or the solids?
I mean, I don't mind the solids if there was something that was more of a high percentage breakout to get into the 2, but I feel like breaking out the 2 can be a little tough. Doesn't really have an opener on the stripes. Maybe the 15 past the 13. That'd be the real only opening shot.
Well, he could also cut the 15 like he did in the last rack he lost on the 14. But I'm quite sure that ball gave him slight nightmares. So what about a combination on the 2 ball?
It looks like that's what he's eyeing up now, and that's a smart shot. It's too tough to break out the 2 if he doesn't take care of it now. Positive thing about this is you can open the 8 up into more open play. It does go in the bottom right, so if he doesn't move it, that'll be okay too. You have to take aggressive shots like this on the first shot sometimes in 8-ball. Something that amateur players kind of shy away from. So, oh, this is unlucky unless he got on the 7. I believe he might be. Yeah, amateur players kind of shy away from those tough shots. They want to just get the run out going, but the problems just compound throughout the rack if you don't do something at the beginning a lot of the time. He is on the 7, so he's going to be okay here moving up table. Much angle on the 6 to play any kind of hold, but he does have the 1. That's the 4 to go before the 3. 1, 4, 5, 6, 3 is okay here, I think.
Yeah, also has pushed the 8 out, playing that combination. So the 8, or to get to the 8, is not as tricky as it was before. So that will give him some breathing space as well. Going to get on the 3 ball here, top right.
3, 4, 5, 6 is a good pattern here. He's going to have to move the 3 ball just a little more. Out of the pocket there. Purposely kind of played that side of the pocket to get enough angle going to the right off the 3. It's good now. Good opening shot in the rack. Stayed reasonably in line after that one.
Yeah, surprisingly, Delgado's break a little bit off compared from the beginning. I believe the first 2-3 breaks were good. Just now suddenly not that smooth on the break. And the lead 5-4 to Felix and him breaking. Especially in the second half of the match, cannot really afford yourself to make more mistakes.
Yeah, the last break Vogel went with was open bridge from the middle, kind of hitting it at 60% speed. He was successful. I've always tried to avoid hitting any break from the headstring with open bridge. When you're on a template rack like this, it can pay dividends sometimes. Pretty much dead middle this time. Close bridge. Just changing things up slightly, Tim. And like you were saying, if you find something that works, just kind of stick with it. Rattling the side.
Like I'm I'm really not gonna say this was a bad break because he hit it full in the face. But why change up the speed? Like, he already found the speed with the open bridge and a little softer. Why would he change now to break more firm? And the 10 ball was so close to drop, but he hit it firmer than before and it came higher.
Yeah, especially with any kind of template, you're looking for consistent results, and once you produce one of them, you're trying to stick with that same one. All the solids go here. 7 and 4 past the bottom left. No pocket there, but got the 5 down. He'll be getting good on the 7 or the 4. You can draw to the left of the 6. Ideally, would want to end up below the 6.
I mean, could also take the 1 first.
That's tough to land right below the ball here.
Yeah, I was just scared to get too straight on the 6 from that 3 ball.
He is pretty straight, but he can shoot the right part of the pocket to create some angle, possibly 2 rails going forward, or even punch 1 rail out. Okay, now you want to draw the cue ball on a long track up the right side of the table. Fair bit of right spin here. Be straight enough to have the straightforward small cue ball movement, or if he has to go to the short rail, that could be okay too. Well, you got to be careful if you take the 2 first hand here.
Well, just gotta make sure it goes with topspin and at least high enough on the 7-4.
Yeah, if you get below it at all, it's trouble. He's there. Bit of a funny angle. Might be just straight enough on the 7, then he can draw straight back. Now he can go to the short rail off the 4. Look at the side. 10 ball's going to make the side pocket for the 8 bigger. Good shot. Nicely played from Delgado here. Not in much trouble over the course of the run out. We'll be back to him to see if he can put a break and run together. Probably only 1 or 2 out of the 10 games total so far. Surprising for players of this level. But neither of them has just been really dialed in on the break. As you mentioned, Delgado did hit 2 good ones at the beginning of the set, but he's kind of gone sideways in his last 2.
Yeah, Wojciech Chevchik now currently on the hill. In the background, as you see, Alexa Picelli at the table. 7-5 for the pole. All the matches kind of getting to the finish line as Max Benko is on the hill against Michel Bartel, 7-5. Juan Carlos Exposito, 7-5 against Ralph Pfeiffer. And Albin Ushan also 7-4 against Andrea Klazovic.
It looks like Albin is the player left in the field with the most international titles. Always a threat in these European championships and really any tournament he plays around the world. There's back to the square head, and that's back to the proper result. Pretty good separation throughout the rack. 3 and the 15 are going to be the toughest balls to navigate here. 12 plays it okay under the 15 in the side if you're able to get straight on the 12. 13 and 11 are a little awkward. Bit of work to do for Jose. If you play this with a bunch of left spin, you're going to get too much angle going into the left long rail, and it's tough to get far enough down for the 12, but it looks like he is going to take a shot at it. Yeah,
well, wasn't trying to find the 9.
Did he end
I mean,
up getting
somewhat
perfect on the 13?
Somewhat worked out. I think he can still play the 9 and go towards the 12 right now.
Yeah, looks like that's what he's looking at.
Now,
Still going to be tough leaving the 13-11 last. He has to. He can't pocket the 13 here.
if the 15 goes to the bottom right, I probably would go from the 9 to the 12, leave myself angled to go 1 rail to the 13, play the 11 in the left center and follow to play the 15 in the right bottom right corner. I do like that pattern. He got straight on this 12, so it's not possible, but could have. It's like a little circle around the table shape-wise. Now it's not too bad if he leaves himself, let's say, in between the 2 and the 4 to play with top right spin to cross over to the right side.
Yeah, definitely going to be some position manufacture from Delgado. It's like he's actually considering drawing all the way back and getting at the 13-11 now. Drawing in between the 5-3. Big shot in the match here. We got into the 3 too much. Still going to have a combo or a heavy back cut into the bottom left. Duval's kind of playing okay back over to the left side of the table. Big pocketing test here for Delgado. Good, bit of body movement. Gonna get a small roll with the 11 coming back towards the 4-2, but the 4 still is available, and he can play an angle where he moves the 11 if he needs to. And play into the short side of the 2 if he has that angle. 5-4-2. So overhit at 10-7, still there. So get back onto the 4 properly here.
Yeah, should be fine. Stop on the 7, bump the 11, guaranteed to be on the 2. I mean, it's just laying too easy from here. I would be very surprised if something funny happens. Never know, but will have to be unforced error. Yeah, well, he needs to be distracted in some way.
Yeah, cue ball playing nicely up the right long rail here. Can get at the 6 next, which is the next toughest ball on the table. Wrong angle to hold for the 1. Not really hold, but get straight enough on the 1. Might have to play just a little more cue ball movement. 6-3-1, but the 1 does play a little better for the 8. to be straight enough here.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna. If it actually, yeah. Oof. If that really comes on top of the 13, then the 3 is very awkward. You could land behind the 15. Many funny things could happen. Now I think he's just okay. And still play with top right. Or just plain ball is also fine.
Good shot. So looking to take a 6-5 lead now. Eamon is a slight underdog in this match. Hasn't been highly offensive as far as the break-in runs. Both players have many full table runouts under their side. But what a nice time this would be for Felix to come with a break-in run here.
Well, not too sure. Did Felix leave the arena or did he just go for water? Because I'd seen him leave with his little cup of water. But I guess we'll find out soon. Let's see what we have here. 7-6 in the background. Wojciech on the hill to get to the last 16. Yeah, still a couple matches to go today. Just make sure to stay tuned. So much more action we'll have. We'll have the teams division and the 9-ball still running. So we'll have just the last 16 left for tonight. So after tonight we'll know the quarterfinals. I think I said semifinals somewhere, but apparently it's the quarterfinals. So timeout by Felix. So I'm gonna take a little timeout too. I'll be right back. No more timeouts after this, I promise.
Felix back racking the balls here on table number 2. This break in rack number 12.
Okay, there we go. 6-5. Felix breaking possibly to bring himself to the hill first. Let's see, does he do something different now, Eric? Yes.
The open bridge. Yeah. Well, this one's worked. The one time he did try it, it did work. Straight in the corner this time, really struggling on the break. Big chance for Delgado to get back into it and level the score here.
Well, the thing is, if he clears up on this game, he will also have the break. Like I said, it's all about that one more mistake at this point, and I would love to get on the hill first, obviously. Now, I don't mind any of them, but I think I would go for stripes if the 9 goes. If the 9 doesn't go, I don't mind to go solids.
Yeah, I have a feeling the 14 is blocking the angle for the eye in the bottom left, so he's going to go solids here.
Just gotta make sure he leaves himself either straight on the 6 or just a slight angle to the left. Then it's all about the 1 ball, I believe.
Even the 2, if he decides to get on the 2 second last, if he gets an angle on the 7 where he can bring the cue ball between the 1-9, that'll work, playing the 2 into the bottom right and over for the 1 left middle, but looks like the 1 is available to the right middle.
I just don't think
nicely onto the 2.
I'm not sure how much angle he has on the 6, but yeah, if he can leave himself angle on the 7. Straight. Does the 1 go to the center? I like that better. 1, stun off the rail, and then 7 to 8. I feel like the 1 is a little bit odd to get to. Or 7, 1, 2, that's fine too, but
yeah, the 1's playing in perfect position for the 2, so I think he's just going to try to get straight on it here, and he knows if he does, he'll be good on the 2.
Hi.
Change angles,
wow.
and they're drawing it. And I believe the following angle is kind of playing into the 10. This is tough here. Might have randomly left himself on the 2 between the 9-15, but just had a quick look at that and back off to the 1. So a bit of trouble here for Delgado. Seeing if he has the angle on the 2 again. He does.
Hi.
Might have to throw it a bit in his body language. He definitely doesn't want to mess with the 1 here, because if he does stun it, he's kind of playing into the 13. So, shot.
wow, he even played it soft. I probably would have crossed that over to play the 1 still in the right center, but what a good recovery.
Delgado tying the score back up at 6 now. Still looking for that elusive break and run between both players. Keep expecting it to come, but something keeps coming up, not making a ball or scratching on the break. Delgado was successful with his last break. He'll be looking to replicate that here.
Yeah, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about on his break is the fact that both the 2 wing balls, the balls in the second row that are tracking towards the side, they're getting a little bit high overall. So he's basically hoping for one in the top corners. And I would like to work a little bit harder to get something in the side.
Yeah, he's stuck with the same pretty much attack angle the whole match. Just hit 2 of them off square. Yeah, same spot.
Well, that's it. Look at that cue ball. And that ball going to the side. The 14 nudged the 9 out. That is very welcome.
Yeah, and you can get on the 9 within the first 3 shots.
Just think the stripes are nicer. Maybe the 10 is a little bit annoying, but I don't think I'm gonna try and work with that 5 and the 4.
He's thinking about going 13, 14, 9. That'll work. At least it leaves kind of an insurance ball with the 12 over the side if the position goes a little bad.
Well, possibly. I'm not sure if the 11 goes by the 14, or I might just start off here with the 14 and draw back.
Hi.
See what you're saying about the 11. I think he's queuing over the 10. That's why he's avoiding it. 14, 9 here I think is a good play.
And then 12, 15, draw back, 10, 11, 8.
I don't mind it.
No.
Hit this if he was going to the 9.
Well, the 10, he was looking at maybe shooting the 10 to the top left. Then it's not too bad, and it's top left 10, 11, 12, 15, 9, and get to the 8.
Yeah, we can see the pattern now. That'll be it. Smart play from Delgado. 10 was going to be a bit of a problem. We were thinking it had to go in the left middle, but it is available in the top right. And there he goes. So finally, the elusive breaker run looks like it's coming here for Delgado. You up to Felix to respond in rack number 17.
Well, that's also going to put quite some pressure on Felix if Delgado can clear up here. Getting on the hill first always does something to your opponent.
Two rails back for Delgado now. It is. Break and run, and Delgado will be on the hill first here.
So all the pressure is on Felix's break. Especially he's scratched a couple times. He's been changing his break every single time he broke the ball. So I am just worried that he's gonna try something else now. And I don't think 7-6 is the right moment where you try something on the break. It's more like you should have already found something and you better duplicate that kind of moment.
Yeah, and it's you know, like you said, the one time when he was successful, he still changed up. And really, the overall result is an unsuccessful overall, but the fact that you're changing so much, you're not really used to one or the other. He's going back to open bridge from the middle.
Oh, made it 2.
2 solids down. Big cluster of balls over by the left long rail.
Well,
Could start strikes
to be
if you really wanted to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, to be honest, this is not really a great spread for how well he broke the balls this time. This is not a guaranteed run out by any means. I don't think even if you go solids, like to get from the 4 to the 7 can easily go wrong, and you kind of have to do it the sooner the like as soon as possible.
Yeah, and he's considering going 5 first, and he's going to be real thin on the cue ball. The cue ball's going to be playing around loosely up table. Ideally, I think he's trying to run into the 5 or the 7 here, but it's tough. He's thick enough to hold it. The 7 is available in the bottom right if you wanted to get it in the short side of it. Real small area there. He does have angle to play over that way right now, but looks like it's going to straight on the 4, possibly getting into the short side of the 7.
No, he's hit it too firm. He's pretty much off on the speed there, Eric, like a diamond.
Yeah, I think he was playing side too.
Would you have considered maybe going 2 rails? Like twice the long rail and come back out? Would that be easier?
Float the ball a little less, yeah. At least he was floating into the angle, but yeah, he was kind of floating across with draw.
Oh, maybe is he able to play the 4 in the bottom right and maybe run into the 7 1 rail?
Good ball, but I feel like the cue ball could be hitting the point a little bit.
Yeah.
There's not much else.
Well, I see a 4 in the bottom left and cue ball 3 rails, bumping the 7 out, guaranteed shape on the 6, and just run out like it's water. But with this pressure, 7-6 down. Oh, he's cut it in the side and no bump on the 7.
You can play something similar here, but definitely in an underdog position considering it's the last ball on the table. He really has to hit it. I guess it could go around the left side of the side. Yeah, he has to run into it here, I believe. If he catches it perfectly, he could push it past the 12 and shoot it in the top left. But in tall order here. And this is the match. If he doesn't develop something on the 7, here it comes. No way. Hit it perfect. What a shot.
How did he make
just
that
as
happen?
He draw it up. Oh, just perfect judgment. Perfect amount of running spin. Keeps himself in the match here. He's good. We're going to hill. Matches his spin. 2 breaking runs now near the end of the match. Delgado coming off a 1 himself. Looking to lock Vogel out here in the hill game.
Yeah, gotta say his odds of still running out that last game, probably already when he didn't get on the 4, they were, in my opinion, so extremely low. What a shot he's played to open up that 7, and of course he needs a little bit of a roll to land so nice on top of it, but then still, I mean, what a beauty. One game,
exactly how he wanted, really.
One game to get to the last 16. Will there be any nerves on this break? Especially in 8-ball, it's more of a breaking game. Will there be any nerves? No, same break. Hit it perfect again. He's going to get a very, very nice layout here. Look at this spread.
Yeah. 4 ball's the only tough ball, but the 7 balls ended up perfect for where he needs to get on the 4. Everything in the open.
I kind of like to go to the 7 now first. 7-4, come out, 5-3, 6-8, or like whenever I get to the top side of the table, knowing that, yeah, if you get to the 2 or get to the 3, you're kind of out. Like with the 6 and the 1, with the 6 and the 8, like wide in the open. Not a big fan of the stripes, actually.
Is that what he's shooting? Really?
Well, he's looking to go over the right side of the 4. I just like a stop shot on the 7, and that automatically gives me angle.
So do I.
Oh, he did not get on the 4.
Oh. Still has the 6 or the 3, but complicate things here.
Well, he did have to play like a perfect stun follow to where on the 7 he was guaranteed to have something. So, tricky start. Thin off the 6 to real shape. Let's play that with left.
More on the line now.
This must be nerves. I don't mind cutting the 3 ball actually.
Yeah, it kind of comes across in between the 115.
Yeah, and the thing is, even if you catch it a little thick, right speed, it still goes. But he's just taking a long 7. Doesn't want to be queuing over the 14. He's just fine. So back to the original plan. If he draws back to the right long reel, straight on the 3, makes him almost straight on the 2 ball. So things looking a little bit better now, but for a second I was starting to get very worried. Looked very nervy.
Back the angle, Rick can follow the cue ball here if he wants to.
Yeah, is able to play the 1 now first, but I would be so scared to play draw and hit too short or too far. I'd rather play this 2 and be like guaranteed to have something on the 1 ball.
I agree.
Like,
you can't really go forward to the left.
I mean, make the ball and draw back like 1 ball or 2 balls, get your extension and play 1 reel back out for the 8.
That's what it looks like, and both players ended up getting offensive at the end of the set here, and it was just kind of a race to a break and run finish. It's been an interesting match. Vogel played well, but just kind of struggled on the break a bit.
Yeah, we do have more action to come, like I mentioned a couple times. Definitely the last 16 will be played still tonight, so just to make sure you stay tuned at the Pro Billiard TV channel. This 8 to get to the last 16. Jose Alberto Delgado is through. He beats Felix Vogel 8-7 with a breaker run on the double hill. Erik Gorlefsen and Tim